The Spartans are headed to paradise. San Jose State will be going bowling for the 4th time in 5 years. The Spartans, who finished the regular season at 7-5, will clash with the University of South Florida in the Hawai'i Bowl. Hi, I'm Karlie Drew here in the Mountain West Network studio with this Bowl Blitz, and we have the pleasure of welcoming in the voice of the Spartans, Kevin Richardson. Kevin, thanks so much for being here with us today.
You bet. Aloha, mahalo, melakahiki maka, all that stuff. But yeah, we're heading to the island again, second time in 2 years. Should be fun.
Yes, I'm so excited for the Spartans and of course for you, Kevin. But first, let's begin with Ken Niumatalolo's season. Just tell me how impressed you were with this being his very first bowl game with the Spartans, leading them there in the very first season.
Yeah, he has been super impressive. We've been calling him during the broadcast the adult in the room, right? He's the guy that smartly will say, "Hey, let's take a timeout right here. Let's think about what we're going to do." But he came in and, took a program that was doing well but had been hit hard by the portal and really just applied some great football chops to it. Learn how to block, learn how to tackle, and then more importantly, learn how to respond when it doesn't go your way. And I think that's been the thing that has made San Jose State so good this year, besides the players, right? Nick Nash is great, Justin Lockhart, etc. But boy, you know with Ken that you're going to dig deep and you're going to play hard. And if you get beat, you know that they're going to respond the next week and usually play pretty darn well.
Yeah, and Kevin, you just mentioned him, Nick Nash. He really has been that player that's been impossible to overlook this season. He became the 4th player in FBS history to earn the receiving triple crown, and he led the nation by the end of this season with most receptions, receiving touchdowns, and receiving yards. I guess, how do you think his performance has propelled the Spartans into the postseason?
Yeah, that's a great question. And you guys had that great stat that he's one of 4 that has done the triple crown. So pretty cool. And it's been interesting because I've been around like Jesse Kurtz. I've been around forever, right? I'm one of the Mountain West dinosaurs, if you will, but this is my, 17th year of broadcasting. So I remember when Nick Nash, I'm old enough to remember when Nick Nash was a quarterback. And that didn't work out, and they made the offer to him, "Hey, do you want to be a receiver?" And, talking with Nick about it, he was like, "Well, I knew I needed to do it or I was never going to play again." And he's become literally the nation's best receiver this year. It's interesting how much we take it for granted where, Nick only had 97 yards receiving on, 7 catches today kind of thing, because his numbers are just so astronomical. And we've been calling it the 1-2 punch. Justin Lockhart obviously has had an outstanding season. Also, kind of in the shadow of Nick Nash, if you're looking at the stats. Nick's a wonderful guy. If you spend any time with him, you learn that right away.
Speaking of wide receivers, South Florida has one of the best in the country in Sean Atkins. He owns the program record of most career receptions with 189 and has over 2,000 career receiving yards. Now, Kevin, the Spartans are 3rd in the nation when it comes to forcing turnovers. So how do you think they'll defend this big playmaker at wide receiver for the Bulls?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. As you mentioned, San Jose State with the Derek Odom defense, 20 interceptions this year. And I wrote that down as I started to prep a couple of days ago. And it just doesn't look right. It's like, wow, that's like 2 per game. But they have this thing, I guess, in practice or in a game, if you create a turnover, you get a candy bar. So they must really have a sweet tooth because they've done a great job of taking the ball away. You mentioned Sean Atkins. I think if memory serves correct, if he gets a catch in the Hawai'i Bowl, which he likely will, that'll be his 31st straight game with a catch. So he's super good. But the thing I look at when I pull up the film of the Bulls is they've got a 1-2-3 punch at running back that is super impressive. They've rushed for over 300 yards 4 times this year. Their last game against Rice, they didn't run the ball well and had to lean on the passing game. And by the way, they've had to go to 2 quarterbacks this year. Byron Brown got hurt earlier this year. Bryce Archie took over, and for San Jose State, it was Emmett Brown early, and then Walker Egan to finish up the season. So a lot of similarities there. But I think the Bulls will try to run the ball initially. So that's going to lay on, the front for San Jose State. Sione Tetotoia, how does he do? And then, of course, Jordan Pollard, the inside linebacker with 110 tackles for San Jose. They can shut him down. Yeah, we'll probably see a lot of Sean Atkins. And that should be a lot of fun in terms of the ball being thrown around. Remembering that Ken Niumatalolo went to Radford High School in Honolulu. That's where basically he grew up, went to University of Hawaii. And if you've ever been to Oahu for a football game, they love their college football. And if there's any connection to the islands, people turn out and watch. So should be a lot of fun in terms of just the battle and what people expect from that college football game. What a great way to spend Christmas Eve.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your insight, Kevin. Happy holidays and have safe travels to Honolulu. I'm sure so many people are jealous.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Everyone, that is Kevin Richardson, the voice of the San Jose State Spartans. You can watch San Jose State and South Florida in the Hawai'i Bowl on Saturday, December 24th. Kickoff from the Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex is set for 3:00 p.m. Hawaii time. It will be televised by ESPN. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Karlie Drew.